Hello everybody, we're back with the fairies. Today's reading, so we've got a full moon coming up tomorrow. So it's the 6th of March today. The full moon is in Virgo. Pam Gregory's got a really good video out on the importance of it. Apparently it's the most important, one of the most important energetic times for the next 3 months. And considering how huge this period was supposed to be for everybody, that's really saying something. So I thought, well, let's see what the fairies have got to say about it. And I've just had a card fly out onto the floor, which means I need to move everything to go and get it. I swear they do this on purpose. Oh dear. Okay, all right, let's just start with this one. Fairies. We have got Gloominous Doom. Gloominous Doom. I love this card. I just want to wrap him up in a big hug. It reminds me of when a little lost kitten comes to the door with his big eyes, just like, I'm so bereft and lost. Please, please take me in. And then they're so eternally grateful forever and become your best mate because you saved them. Let me have a look at the book for this one. Here we go. Gloominous Doom. Self-defeat. Self-pity. Self-destruction. Taking care of ourselves. He came out reversed. Flying onto the floor. So, let's go straight there. Someone is sunk in self-pity, and this is having a deleterious effect on that person and on the situation. I hate to say it, but there is very little anyone but that person can do to change the attitude. It is important to remember that trying to push someone else into a different attitude usually only encourages them to resist us, making matters worse. Take this into account in making your own plans and decisions, and get on with doing the best you can with your life. It is up to the other person to sort out her own attitudes. An oracle reader from our online group shows a way that we can deal with excessive self-pity in ourselves by meeting our own needs and desires for comforting. She says, I have a pity party when I'm feeling down. I give myself permission to enjoy this feeling to the nth degree. I wallow in it. I get all the junk food I can think of, rent the worst, really grown movies, get my blankie, and I'm set. Pretty soon I can't remember why I was down, but I sure had a great time while it lasted. I highly recommend it. I love that. Reminds me of Bridget Jones with the old pint of ice cream. And singing all the I'm going to say the terrible songs. They're not terrible songs, but all the big heartache ballads of the 80s and not getting dressed for a week and all that kind of thing. See, I love Gloominous Doom. What a character. What a character. That kind of wailing agony. Oh, life's so terrible. Brilliant. Now, as you know, I often have a caveat for everything. I don't know if it's my Pisces nature. See this side, see that side, see the other side. To the nth degree. So, yeah, I really struggled with the word self-pity, but that's because I had no self-love. And I actually really did need comfort, and I really did need to learn, need some self-care and some assistance at that time. So, I was quite triggered by the word self-pity because actually my inner critic would jump on that and use it as another excuse to like beat myself up. Where's my English gone? Beat myself up and deny myself what I needed because at the time I was going through a lot of trauma and my inner critic was violently responding. So Yeah, I guess for me, do I even really believe in the concept of self-pity? I just feel there's always a need. There's always a need there. You know, if it's for genuine understanding, genuine comfort. I always feel self-pity is when we get stuck. How can I describe this? So let's say something has happened to us, and it's been really upsetting, really damaging, and we get stuck in one layer of it. Maybe the words will come, I promise. We get stuck in like maybe surface appearances of like, this person did this to me. I think actually self-pity is when we're not feeling the feelings. There's all these layers underneath, and we've just got stuck in that one kind of mode of just kind of self-destruct, just oh my god, it's all just so terrible. When actually, if we're brave enough to sink below that and below that, we get to the real feelings, we get to the real hurt, we get to the real pain. I guess also for me, this is only my one understanding of it, because I don't think self-pity has been a big flavour for me. I mean, I wasn't allowed any self-pity whatsoever in my childhood. Whereas I think for other people, it does become a tool, a way of survival, a way of coping, is to be in that self-pity place. So, you know, my message is only coming from a certain perspective. Whereas for other people, it might really be, they can see they're in self-pity, it's really kind of not real, and they do just need to get out of it. Whereas for me, there's always deeper layers of feelings to get down to, and to really nurture and take care of, and find the need underneath there. So, Luminous Doom. Fairies. So thank you for that. What was that for, fairies? we were going to do a reading on the full moon. Let me just tune into this for a moment. Okay, they're guiding me to just carry on with the reading, and it will become more apparent as to why Luminous Doom shot out of our reading today. Okay, fairies, can you give us an idea of what the flavour of this full moon is? This pivotal time, these incredible energetics, which we can use to help along and speed up planetary liberation, because any energy can be used for the good. Okay. What is the general energy of this full moon? Oh, okay. Oh, it's a live one. Oh, wow. Topsy-turvy. We've got the topsy-turvy card. Oh, I love it. Topsy-turvies. Wow, that says it all, doesn't it? It's going to be... might feel like a bit of a roller coaster. Not knowing which way is up and down. Emotions back and forth, all over the place. Might not know where you're at. It might just be the feeling itself of, I really don't know what's going on today. What is going on? That's really interesting. I'm going to go back to the book for this one as well. Let's have a look. 51. Oh no, we've got Luminous come back again. No, we've done you, honey. Come on. Okay. It came out upright. If there is an upright for the topsy-turvies. Oh, fantastic. Okay, we've got change of viewpoints, fresh looks, new ways of seeing. Oh wow, it's going to turn our views on their heads. Now this is the general energies of the full moon. So when I ask that question, it's really from sort of how are we going to feel it in a general sense, and how are the masses going to feel it in a general sense as well. So massive opportunity with this full moon of changing up our beliefs, seeing things in a new way. Reminds me of those sketches where it might look like an old lady, but if you look at it a different way, it's a young couple strolling down a park or something. So there's a particular light And yes, it's related to the moonlight directly, which literally it has some kind of connection on the mental level and with sight and with vision is what I'm getting. And it's literally opening up this window for anyone who taps into this to really see things in a new way. Okay. I'm hearing it's both a very refreshing new way, but it depends how you take it. So you might take it as, if it really disrupts your belief pattern, if it's really taking you to a completely new way of viewing the world, then it's going to feel very topsy-turvy. It's going to, we've had the word cognitive dissonance bounded about a lot, which can be a very, very painful thing. I've been through it myself. Okay. The light itself is beautiful. It's a sparkling silvery light. And I'm hearing this is very literal on the energetic level. This is literally coming into our field of vision. Wow. I'm thinking like pineal gland and yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, what a significant message. And don't we so need this all the time? The ability to see things differently. The masses being able to see things in a different way. New truth coming in. That neuroplasticity coming out of the black and white thinking, coming out of slave thinking. That's incredible. And also for, this goes for all of us as well. We can all very quickly latch on to whatever the new belief is and nestle down in it and get comfortable and this is it and get really behind it and get very militant. And there's a time and a place for that as well, absolutely. But I think what this full moon is, it's offering this opportunity for all of us to just step back and just go, okay, actually, I want to, more than any one belief, I want to keep flowing with the truth and to ever deeper truth. Am I prepared to let go of everything I currently believe for the sake of even greater truth? Wow. Okay, so I will actually go to what's in the book for the reversal. Oh no, it didn't come out reversed, did he? He came out upright. I will read the reverse though, as that seemed to be card. This card is always reversed, even when it is turned sideways in a layout. Only worse, the Turveys say glumly. I think what they're pointed to is everything I was just saying. This is going to be a very refreshing, enlightening full moon for some people, and for other people, it's going to. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be. Okay, I'm hearing, the grief of letting go of old beliefs, old worldviews. I'm hearing sense of betrayal for some people as they wake up to new ways of seeing. That word glum, I think that's so, that's spot on. It will be, for some people, this will actually be a very glum time of, I think as certainly my listeners will have all been through this at some point of, oh God, I didn't know that was the truth on this planet. I didn't know that was what was going on. It's a time of, this is where Luminous Doom comes in. Yeah, just being in that really sad, glum, just allowing those feelings, just allowing that time of, wow, I don't know what the hell's going on anymore. And making even that okay. Making even that okay. Have if you want to call it a pity party, or you might just want to call it a tender time of being with your real feelings and just allowing them, finding the real need behind them. finding the real need. Yeah. So we've got gloomless doom and we've got the glum topsy-turvies. How beautiful. I'm just going to read a little bit more of what they are, of the reading from the upright version, because they did come out upright. When life is confusing, the turvies may come to visit you. Nothing draws them like a bit of mental muddle. They don't cause our disarray. We are often very good at doing that for ourselves and each other, but they are attracted to it. Confusion is an important stage of growth, and they delight in helping things grow. They live everywhere. Not only humans need their help, and are exceedingly busy. Fortunately, they are quite prolific, so there are a lot of them. So I feel that's a really important message for us during this full moon, that confusion has its place. Confusion is a necessary stage of growth. Now, my own experience of confusion, if you're experiencing huge amounts of it to the point of, psychosis, basically, then that's when we just need to step away from it and get grounded, do something soothing, do things that are familiar. It's still okay to have your comfort zone. It's still okay to have things that are familiar and feel safe. And then just dip back into the confusion in manageable amounts, because as you sit with the confusion, it's a bit like the storm clouds will eventually part because your attention is there. Your attention is incredibly powerful. It's the most powerful thing we have is our attention. So being able to bring even a loving awareness to the confusion, say, oh, hey, this is confusing for me. I'm just going to gently sit with it. Just gently sit with this confusion, as gently as I can. Yes, it might be gut-wrenching at times, but I'm going to try and just sit really gently with this confusion. And your attention, because your soul is always aligned with truth, always. It's the mind and the emotions and our human experience which very often deviates from the truth. And certainly in our history, and particularly in our recent history, collectively on the mental and emotional levels, we've very much deviated from the truth. However, your soul, and what is your attention? Your attention is your soul perceiving. And this taps into, if you can perceive the confusion from your heart space, so that really is perceiving from your soul, then that pure attention is the truth shining into that confusion. And what will happen is that truth will penetrate and start to sort out that confusion until on the mental level and the emotional level you understand the truth as well. And as soon as on the mental and emotional levels you have the full truth and all your thoughts start to align with this new truth, because there's a lot of shedding away of, so one belief has a huge amount of thoughts and feelings supporting it, feeding into it. So when we change just one belief, there's all these, I think of it as like a whole garden full of, I don't know, let's say a whole garden is full of like yellow plants, yellow flowers, even all the leaves are yellow, everything's yellow with this one belief. And when we want to change the belief, the whole garden has to change. Every single thought, every feeling attached to that. So it's a process. And then something else the topsy-turvies really point to, and I've really experienced this, it's a very visceral feeling of yo-yoing back and forward between the old belief and the new belief. And that can be very painful as well, because it's almost like you're trying to change the whole garden and you're sort of, you're replacing plants and taking out weeds. I mean, I don't think there's any such thing as weeds, but for this analogy, go with me. We're pulling up all the weeds and we're planting in the new, but those weeds keep wanting to grow back. And it can be this very Again, also like tidying a room, it's going to get so much messier in the tidy process first, and then the order will be restored. So it can be a real push and pull back and forth between the old belief and the new belief. And I have to say that can be very painful in itself. So again, it's all about grounding and self-care and self-nurture and being very, very gentle with yourself in the process and trusting the process. Trusting the process. The truth will come out, and just know that you're doing a very, very, very brave thing in upgrading your beliefs, in seeing the world in a new way. Incredibly brave. And trust that you are being led to ever more truth. By being led to ever more truth, you are stepping into more and more of who you truly are. Thank you so much, fairies. I just adore how those two cards slotted together so perfectly. It is at the 20-minute mark, so I just want one more card, fairies. So, yeah, just one more card to wrap up this reading for us. About this full moon time. Yeah, the cards are all the same flavour. Undressing of a salad. Undressing of a salad. Oh, this is beautiful. This is all about balance. This is all about balance. Balancing the impossible. This card talks about extremes, but actually never being in the extremes and managing to balance them. There's a wonderful phrase. I'm going to say that better. It comes from the book. Let's find what it really says, because it will have a much bigger impact. 31. So balance, avoiding extremes, achieving the impossible. Yeah, so there's what seems like a dichotomy. You're avoiding extremes and yet achieving the impossible. Being impossible. Oh, I love those words so much. So much. So this did come out reversed, so I'll go straight to that part. Imbalance occurs, confusion happens. Again, oh my goodness, this is... Yeah. The fairies really want to soothe us around this idea of confusion, so we can know it's a good thing. In manageable amounts. Again, finding this balance. So this card speaks to me yet again of, if we're too much in confusion, it's time to just step away. Be safe. There's no need to go insane. But otherwise, confusion is a good thing. So the reading carries on. Lovely balls fall on the floor. So in the card we can see that they're holding these orbs, these balls, and balancing them in weird or wonderful ways. Lovely balls fall on the floor, and we discover that they are uncooked eggs. Sleight of hand may be happening, and things that appear to be so are not, and vice versa. Misdirection may be prevalent. Attempts at over-control may be contributing to the problem. Someone may be attempting unethical or unkind manipulations. However, it is worth remembering that out of chaos we can sometimes create miracles. After all, unity, card 1, created the whole universe that way. Okay, that's beautiful reading. So the message I'm getting through that is there will be things come up at this full moon which are not necessarily true, but they're going to play their part in getting to the truth. So again, treat every new belief that comes along lightly. You don't need to land anywhere yet. You don't need anything to be fixed. You don't need control anything yet. Again, this is part of being okay with the confusion, knowing it is a good thing, and allow this full moon to do its work. We are going to get to the other side, and we will understand everything. Those are really good intentions and affirmations at this time. I will understand. I will know the truth from untruth. and just let it take time. I'm seeing this is on a time frame of weeks, so this full moon is unearthing things which are going to turn out to not be true, and that's going to be a vital part of getting to the truth. Wow, thank you so much, fairies. Beautiful. I'm really happy that I've personally had this heads up about the full moon. I hope it's been helpful to everyone, and yeah, may the fairies be with you.